Hello and welcome, my lovely, beautiful sisters. I've missed you. I haven't been able to do these group goddess messages for most of July. My daughter had her second baby the end of June, and so I've spent most of July at her place in Southern California, helping her out with a new baby and chasing around my 19-month, almost 20-month-old granddaughter, which is exhausting when you're not used to toddlers. My hat's off to all you mamas. You do an awesome job. It's like I forget what it's like to have little ones around you that you can't get anything done because they're always needing your attention. So I'm back at home, and we're doing our goddess messages again this week, and we should be able to do them again next week. So which card did you choose? Did you choose card A, B, C, or D? There's a different goddess behind each one. Hi, I'm Priestess Tora Iresh'nai Moon, and I am a goddess, priestess, light bearer, and voice for the goddess. And I have been given the great honor to be able to channel messages for the goddess. And I love doing that and sharing that with you. And I also teach and coach and guide women in embodying the goddess within and without. So, hello, Soyinka, and I hope I pronounced your name right. Thank you for joining me, and if you're watching this, whether it's live or the replay, let me know where you're watching from, just to say hi and let me know that you're here, because the interface I'm using doesn't show me how many people are on or who's on unless you comment. So let's get on with this. This is some interesting messages today. So if you chose card A, then the goddess that came forward with a message for you is the Egyptian goddess Bast. This painting by Susan Belay Sheldon is one of my favorites. I have it blown up and on my wall. And Bast is the goddess of joy, pleasure, and mystery. Hello, Krista. Thank you for joining. So, the message from Bast. Let me see if I can get it the way that I heard it, the way that she said it. Let your inner hedonist out to play. There's so much more to life than work. Work, work, work. Too much work can make you dull, dull, dull. It can tarnish your pleasures and blind you to your joy. There's a time to work, and a time to play, and a time to rest. You've been focusing too much on work and stressing and worrying about the state of the world. Your worry won't change anything, but your play and joy will. When you're in a place of pleasure and joy, answers flow to you from source. You're able to see the situation more clearly. Go outside and play in the sunshine. And let me tap in and listen and see if Bast has anything else that she would like to share with you in this now moment. She's reminding me that she's cat goddess. And as a cat, you know how hedonistic cats are. which is a good thing. They know about self-care. They rest when they're tired. They eat when they're hungry. They play. And so that, my dear sisters, is what Bast is reminding you, is to go inside and feel your own rhythms and try and tap into and listen to your body, to what it wants. Feed it when it's hungry, give it water when it's thirsty, give it rest when you're tired, go outside and play. Oh, one of the things cats love to do is sit in the sunshine and just absorb that wonderful warmth and energy of the sun. And Bast is reminding you to take a few minutes to do that today. And dance in the sunshine, dance in the moonlight. You know, we're still in the full moon energy. Monday was full moon, and we have the full moon energy is 3 days before the full moon, the day of, and 3 days prior. So we're in the very tail end of the full moon energy. And for the full moon, I was drawn to go outside and danced for the first time in a lot of years. And just that joy and the pleasure of moving my body, I'd forgotten what that was like. And that's what Bast is asking you to do, is to tap into that energy and that pleasure and that joy of being in this physical body, of being able to move, to dance, to experience all the joy and pleasure that life has for you. So blessings to everyone who chose card A. And welcome, Cleopatra, and we're only on card B, so I'll be at card C in just a minute. So for those of you who chose card B, this goddess is a little bit new to me. I haven't worked a whole lot with her. And this is Lada, and she's the Slavic or Eastern European goddess of spring, and she's the goddess of harmony, kinship, and overcoming. And that's part of what spring is. It's we're overcoming the winter, we're birthing new things, we're in that place of hope and regeneration. And we can access that energy at any time, even though we're in the middle of summer for those of us in the northern hemisphere. For those in the southern hemisphere, you're going into spring now. So the message that Lada has for those who chose card B is, remember and connect with those who are your kin, your family. It is through our kinship and those we call family we find the strength to overcome the trauma and hardships we are faced with. Kinship is more than blood relations. It is those who are heart families. Reconnect with those who call to your heart, that your relationship hasn't been as close because of the social distancing required in these days and times. Stay safe, but stay connected. The heart connections you strengthen will strengthen you, your immune system, and give you the hope and courage to move forward and do what you need to be doing. And let me connect with Lada and see if she has anything else for you who chose card B in this now moment. And when we're connecting with our family and our kin, You don't have to connect with them if it's a toxic relationship just because they are kin. Just because they are a blood relation does not make it any less toxic. I am asking you, and Lada is asking you, to reconnect and connect with your kin. These are the family of your heart. These are the people that love and support you unconditionally and deeply. They're the ones who have your back. They are the ones who root for you, who support you in everything that you do, that you can call and cry on their shoulders, or you can call and celebrate a win. And they are just as happy for your wins as they are for their own. These are your true kin. And these are the ones you need to gather around you in this time. And gathering around you can be through Zoom calls, it can be through FaceTime, it can be through the phone, it can be through whatever social messenger that you use. But connect. Say what you need to say in your heart. Tell them you love them and that they are important to you. And it is through these connections that you will have the strength, that you will have the support you need to move forward in your life. And I remembered a tissue this time, because Lada came through really strong. Yeah, one of the ways I can tell when they are really here and speaking through me is the tears start coming. So, blessings to all the women who chose card B. And so, those who chose card C is another different goddess that most people don't know about. And this is, let me see if I can get this where you can see it and the light's not hitting it, bouncing off. There we go. This is the Australian Aboriginal goddess Eingana, and she is the goddess of creation, fertility, and death. She's quite amazing. I've connected with her before, and she's now part of my goddess council. And look her up. So the message that Eingana has for those of you who chose card C. You have within you the creative potential to birth all you desire. But you may be like I was, and your outlet for this creativity is blocked. Clear this block and the masterpiece within you will be birthed. Like me, clearing this block may be beyond what you can do alone. Reach out and ask for help. Do not worry, my dear ones. Even as your creation leaves your body or your mind, it is still connected to you, to your heart, always, always. You will not lose something of yourself by letting your creations fly free. And part of Eingana's mythology is she is the mother of creation, and she had all of this creation in her womb, ready to birth, but no vagina. She didn't have the birth canal. And so her partner, shaman, created one for her, and all life birthed through her. And that all life is still connected to her through the umbilical cord, until she decides in her last daisical a way to cut that umbilical cord. And when that umbilical cord is cut, and that is when death occurs, because you are no longer connected to the Great Mother. It's a beautiful myth and story and energy. And she's here. And I can feel her. So Eingana, what message more do you have to share with these ladies? Because I can feel you here. Oh, my dear ones, you have so much power and potential within you. So much more than you can even imagine. It is growing inside of you until you have this urge to let it go. But for some of you, my dear little ones, my daughters, you are holding on to that afraid of what will happen to you and what will happen to this baby that you are birthing. And this is not just a physical child. This is the child of your heart. This is the story you want to write, the painting you want to paint, the song you want to sing, the music you want to create, the sculpture, the business. There's so much within you that's ready to whoosh if you just let it. With those birthing waters, so much freedom comes. So much joy and love. Let it go, my sisters. Do not judge yourselves. Do not let that inner critic within you tell you you can't and that you aren't good enough and that whatever you're doing is not commercial. That you can't do it because you can't sell it. Oh, fucking bullshit. Just do it. Because it is within you. Because it brings you joy. Because it is your love. And blessings to you who chose card C. Just a second, let me get back into me a little bit. Yeah, she had a message that she wanted to share. So those of you who chose card D is one of my favorite badass goddesses. So you're being asked to be a badass right now. I'm a bit of a rebel. And that is the Sumerian and Semitic goddess Lilith. And she is the goddess of being your authentic self, your inner truth, and feminine power. And for those of you who don't know who Lilith is, she started out Sumerian as an aspect of Eingana, and then later showed up in the Semitic texts. The Semitic texts of the Torah, not my Torah, that's a T-O-R-H-A-H, which is the Jewish Bible, and the Talmud, which is rabbi is talking about, what the Bible means. And in that, she was Adam's first wife. She was created at the same time he was, from the same earth. And so she thought they were equal. And then she was ordered to submit to him. And she pretty much said, not happening. I will be your partner, I will be equal to you, but I will not submit and be under you, literally and figuratively. And she left the garden. And the three archangels came down to her and tried to lure her back. And she told them, am I going to be equal? I said, of course not. She said, then she basically said, fuck you, and go. And of course God did not like strong feminine women, fully in their feminine power, like Lilith was. So he cursed her. And he cursed that the hundreds of children that she birthed would die unless she took a human infant. And that's how, in the Jewish tradition, she became a demon. And she was responsible. Oh my goodness. She was responsible for men having night dreams and, having erections in their sleep. It was because of her. Of course, all the ills of the world are caused by women. You know how I feel about that. So that's a little bit of background about who Lilith is. And the message that came forward for those of you who chose card D is, you, my dear ones, are being asked to do something you know in your heart is not in your truth to do. You are being asked to be or act in a way that is contradictory to your authentic self. My dear one, do not allow yourself to be swayed or to be savaged. You have the power within you that connects you to the Great Mother and gives you the strength to say, fuck no! I am better than that. I deserve more. I will not submit or succumb to that which is not right for me. Stand in your divine feminine power and in your truth, my dear ones, my daughters. Do not let anyone tell you that you are weak and lesser, for you have the strength and courage to do what is right for you. You have the strength and courage to stand up for yourself and for others. You have the support you need. And connecting with Lilith for anything else she has in this now moment, for those of you who chose card D. Be in your feminine power. Be the warrior woman that you long to be and that you know deep in your heart that you are. The images that she is showing me, I don't know if you've seen this one that's been on Facebook, is of the protester in Portland, the woman who is naked, fully in her feminine power. And the men who are not in their masculine power cannot face it, and they leave. The men who know they are not doing what is ethical and what is right leave in the face of that feminine power that is ours by right as women, that is ours by right of being an aspect of the feminine divine. It is our right to nurture and to protect. It is our right to stand up and say, this is not right. The other image that I'm seeing that Lilith is showing me is of the young black woman, fully in her divine feminine power, standing up to men in riot gear, her hands outstretched in peace. Rebellion is sometimes necessary in order to change the world. Have faith, have courage to stand in your truth, be who you are, and flow your awesome, powerful, divine self. Blessings to you who chose card D. Whew. The goddesses have been coming through like crazy today, which is good. Okay, let me get back into myself and release those energies. So there's an overall message from these goddesses today. It's to connect to yourself, connect to your joy, connect to your truth, and don't be afraid to shine your luminescent self, to shine your light, and be who you are, to create what you want. So since we're in the full moon, I was guided and thought it would be fun to end this today with a quick oracle reading from pulling cards from this gorgeous deck, the Queen of the Moon Oracle. These are gorgeous cards. You can use them to connect to the different phases of the moon, or use them like I did today as just pulling a card or cards and seeing what message that has for you today. So when I was doing this and connecting with what the energy of this moon was for us as a group collective of strong, amazing, fantastic, powerful women, 3 cards came out, and I like to shuffle until I get jumpers. And so 3 cards fell out. And the first one that came out is this beautiful card called Accessing. And this is a woman in a balloon gazing at the galaxies. And I'm getting that she is accessing her higher self and her guides, and that knowledge that she has within herself. And that's raising her higher and higher in a place of beautiful surrender. And the second card, this one's better this way so you can see it, because there's a face that's formed by nature, a beautiful feminine face, and it's beauty. The lips are flower, the nose is a butterfly, and you've got this flower coming up here forming her eyes and her eyebrow. It's gorgeous. And what I'm getting from this card is to remember your beauty. This is not just your physical beauty and your physical countenance, but the beauty of your heart, the beauty of who you are, the beauty of what you create, and the light and the love that you share in the world. Walk in beauty, be in beauty. And the third card that came out is boundaries. And here a woman is kind of huddled up in a bubble, gazing out at the moon, almost like she's wishing to be free. And out of this bubble, it's kind of hard to see, there it is, you can see it. Out of this bubble is bursting a lotus blossom. And the message that I'm getting with this, in connection with the other two cards, is the boundaries and boundaries that are stopping you from doing and being and having all you desire are of your own making. It may seem like others have placed a bubble around you, or has put a gate in front of you that you can't pass. But just like in this picture, the lotus is that symbol of purity. And that symbol of beauty growing in the mud. And this is reminding you, you have the beauty and you have the access to all that you need to break free of these boundaries. That it is you and not anybody else who can break you free. You can ask for help, but you have to do the work. And blessings to you, my beautiful, amazing sisters. Thank you for joining me today and letting me share my gift of the Goddess speaking through me with you. And I want to remind you and let you know, in case you don't know, that I do offer individual Goddess message and sessions that you can go on my website, check out what I do, or you can book it. I have a booking button on the page, on the Wise Woman Alchemy page, and I will book it. I will put it in the comments of this video that if you would like a individual reading, reach out to me. I would love to connect with you and share what messages the goddess has for you personally in your situation. And I use goddess cards like these. I use oracle cards, and I use tarot cards, and whatever ones feel like they need to come out to give you the message that you need and to support you in your spiritual growth and journey. So just checking in and seeing if anybody else had anything they wanted to say at the last minute, and I think we're all good. So thank you, thank you, thank you for being part of my community, for joining me here today. I really appreciate it. And may you dance with the goddess in love and joy. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye!